Good evening, this is Kuro. Got a tier 10 game in my gearing, going over the matchmaking, looking at a Minotaur, might be a Radar, and a Seattle. DD-wise, looking at Double Shimakaze, Chungmu, and Benson. In this game, we're going to talk about just outmaneuvering and outpositioning the enemy destroyers. Part of that is going to be relying on your team. If you can get something like radar coverage over an enemy DD that's hiding behind an island or something, you can really come up with some nasty positioning where you can just trash them. And that's gonna kind of be my objective this game is, you know, I'm in a gearing. This thing's pretty good at killing destroyers. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna try to do. I'm taking a look around. I've got this Wooster here. There's a lot of good synergy with a gearing and a Wooster. So I'm gonna try to see if this guy's interested in possibly working together a little bit. I'll drop him a smoke and he'll give me some radar, you know, scratch each other's backs. So my initial plan is to come up here to B-Cap and just see what's going on. I mean, the way that this map's now designed, you've got a lot of, every cap basically has stronghold opportunities where you can sit here all game just behind this island and contest a cap. You're not really doing much outside of keeping the cap open. So, in my opinion, it's bad for a destroyer to do that. A cruiser can sit back in here, lob shots, they've got armor, you know, they can do that better than a destroyer can. A destroyer really should be out scouting and doing kind of what I'm doing, just trying to, you know, see what's going on out here. I see that B-Cap is contested, and I'm not really interested in sitting there. I'm watching RPF, and I got a Kurfürst 13 kilometers away, so I'm just going to drop smoke for this booster. And this turns into my lucky day here. Just Shimakaze blunders right into me, and we're just going to try to make this guy pay. Turning out, trying to get torpedoes safe. He's going to be dropping off. Actually, Wooster Radar's keeping him up. And that's the end of the Shimakaze. Now I get a quick spot on the Benson back here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push up here. See, I'm thinking about getting some torps on this Kurfürst, or maybe throwing some torps in behind this island here. If you're looking, I've got my team starting to push. So I'm going to actually leave the cap here shortly. I'm using my concealment circle to make sure I stay outside of the view, or the outside of where the Benson's hiding, because I want this basically to be a nice, nasty surprise for these guys. Get picked up by Kurfürst Hydro, but it's pretty much, it's all right. My plan is I'm basically going to push back into this island, and not much can shoot at me. You got these guys, but they're pretty distracted, and I'm getting the angle that I want. Now these guys, they've got somebody in behind them, they've got my teammates shooting in front of them, and they're going to have a hell of a time. And I don't wanna poke behind this island. I just want to use this island as cover. And we've actually got a Shimakaze back here too, so I am just starting to engage him, try to get some shots in on the Benson, but the Shimakaze ultimately I've got a better shot at right now, so I'm just going to lay into him. Just checking to make sure nobody's going to poke on me. And I mean, this is just nasty. I mean, those destroyers have no place to go. I know they have no place to go, so you know, just gonna keep finishing them off. Now I am spotted here, so eventually I'm gonna pop smoke and save my HP. I should have smoked up a little sooner. I wasn't sure how much, how long radar or hydro or anything would last, so. Just finishing off this Benson here. That's the end of the Benson. And just like that, we've eliminated 3 enemy destroyers. And we've secured a cap. And this is just one of those little opportunities. You got to kind of be aware, see what's happening. I had teammates pushing in here, and the enemy was all over here, and that left me this little seam. And once they got in behind this island, that left basically an avenue for me to push right up into this island and just pinch the enemy DDs out behind this island. I duck into the cap, help my team cap it. If an enemy team's smart, they can cycle, you know, targets that they're shooting at inside the cap, and they can delay a cap like that for an extremely long period of time. And you know, it's just good habit for a destroyer to help secure the cap. Not to mention the XP doesn't hurt either. So we got a Chung Mu up here. I think he's radar detected. I am looking to kind of line up a torpedo salvo on these guys, and I see this Yamato stopping, so I'm dropping my torpedoes here. Now this Montana and Minotaur, well, the Montana is pushing in this direction too, so these actually have 3 potential targets. You've got the Chung Mu smoking up the Yamato, you've got the Yamato plus the Montana. They're all kind of transiting right through that area, and I'm sitting here, I'm looking to see if I can possibly pull off an ambush on this Chung Mu. Chung Mu pops up. And honestly, I'm starting to get a little greedy here. I'm seeing that the enemy team is looking like a stomp, and this torpedo salvo, I just see the torpedo hits. I know it's laid waste to a bunch of stuff in that cap, and that's most of the enemy team left. There goes the Montana. So really, I'm trying right now, right here, I've switched to trying to maximize my rewards. I really want to try to get this Chung Mu, and kind of hoping that it was a gamble. It didn't work out. I was hoping that this Minotaur wasn't here. That first shot, I don't know what the hell that was, but the Minotaur pops up and pretty much nukes me before I can get angled, and that's the game for me. It's kind of sad, but you can't farm them all. This Chungmu did a pretty good job against me too, so this guy wasn't a pushover. But you know, they've only picked up 2 kills on my team. A large part of that is, you know, they didn't have any vision control. They had all these DDs sitting in behind these islands. Nobody had anything to shoot. And that's part of the reason why I think in these situations where you can get a cruiser safely into cap, it should be the cruiser's job to sit there and contest that cap, particularly if it has radar. Let the DDs get out there and give vision for the team, and you can, you know, shoot over or around the island or whatever. And, you know, it can, I think that's got a lot better synergy for your team than anything else. I'm gonna speed this along a bit. My team takes a little bit trying to kill everybody. And I'm watching these guys are just having a good time shooting each other up. That's how you know a clan's, you know, pretty tight-knit when they mess with each other like this in a game. So we're 981, the points are just ticking down. Really the intent behind this video is to talk about the difference in play styles between the DDs. You know, the enemy DDs went and hid behind islands, whereas I got out around the islands, was scouting, hunting for destroyers, and eventually was able to position myself to pinch those destroyers out. And as soon as I got in that position, they were dead. They couldn't get out. And that's, you know, that. So taking a look at it, 2400 base XP, a lot of destroyer damage. I mean, half to a Shima, well, 2 halves of a Shima plus a chunk off the Benson. You know, that's a lot of XP right there. And you can see right here what I'm talking about. 82k spotting damage. A lot of that's on the cruisers and stuff that were spotted. So really valuable spotting damage. And this is just a good solid game in my gearing. A lot of people I've seen in the forums, people are saying gearing's forgotten. You know, gearing's, you know, outclassed by these newer boats, and she still is a really solid boat, guys. She still is. So, hope you guys enjoyed the game. Hope this was illuminating for some people, because there's a lot of destroyer players out there that are in the bad habit, hiding behind islands, and not really fulfilling all of their job for their team. So I'll talk to you guys later. If you have any questions, comments, leave them below, and I will talk to you guys later.